The way she described it was that she wanted to take a break so she could take the pump out.
In fact, if you ask my lawyer, who was there, he said, I've never seen anything like it. She wanted to breast pump in front of me. And I may have said that's disgusting. I may have said something else. I thought it was terrible. She's a horrible person, knows nothing about me. I see her, she's now the great expert on Donald Trump.
I guess the question isn't so much, you know, that she's an expert, but she does have an experience, which she clearly doesn't think
excuse me,
was
and it's a bad
good.
experience. She
Right.
lost. And that's what the country needs. The country needs somebody that's going to win. We always lose. We lose on trade. We lose to China, Japan, Mexico. We lose to everybody. Wouldn't it be nice if we could finally win something? I beat her so badly. She's a vicious, horrible person.
Because you're not a politician, you know, we don't have your voting record to go on. We don't have, you know, we have your experience as a businessman, and part of your experience are legal issues.
Well,
I guess
let me explain that. Let me explain.
Can I just...
So many people are on television that don't know me, and they're like experts on me. You know, when Michael Jackson died, I knew him very well. And everybody was talking about Michael Jackson. They didn't know him. They knew nothing. Some of them never even met him. And I sort of laughed to myself, here they are, they're talking about Michael Jackson. They never met him.
My question for you is, people are looking at that. They're thinking, okay, if he blows up at a lawyer in a deposition, negotiating, what would he do? What would you do if Vladimir Putin challenged you?
Oh, believe me, I'd do very well with him. I get along with people. I didn't blow up at a deposition. I don't blow up. I'm a person that knows exactly.
She's wrong. That didn't happen.
She made it up.
I bought your 2000 book, The America We Deserve.
Right.
$7.99 on Amazon, by the way.
Good.
I contributed to the Empire. Okay, healthcare in this book. You, at the time, said you were very conservative on most issues, but liberal on healthcare. You advocated a single-payer system, sort of Canadian-style universal healthcare. What's your position now?
Well, at the time, and I will say this, at the time we were having not the kind of difficulty that we're having now with Obamacare. Obamacare is number one, and maybe least importantly, it's costing the country a fortune. It's also a very bad form of, it's very bad. People are losing their plans, they're losing their doctors. Doctors, you know, one of the biggest problems that nobody talks about, doctors are all leaving. They're leaving the profession.
Do you think the answer still is a single-payer system?
No, I think the answer is going to be we have to knock down the borders and let people compete. And then we do. Now, where I may be different than other people, I want to take care of everybody. You know, you have a group of people that aren't able to take care of themselves.
How do you do that?
I can't even imagine. We're going to have to work out some kind of a deal with hospitals where they can get some help when they're sick, when they have no money and they're sick. And you know what? If a Republican or if a conservative, and I'm a very conservative person, but if a conservative doesn't like the fact that I have to want to take care of somebody that if they're really sick and they have no money, I want to help the person.
How do you do that, though?
We're going to have to work out some kind of a very, very smart deal with hospitals around the country.
So you're in the Oval Office. You're saying Obamacare.
It's got to go.
It's got to go.
Repeal and replace with something terrific.
And the terrific is...
The terrific will be plans that can be done by private companies. I have to be able to compete. I want to be able to compete and go to a company in California, a company in Iowa, a company in New Hampshire, and I'll get a good price. The only way the government should really be involved is they have to make sure those companies are financially strong, so that if they have catastrophic events or if they make a miscalculation, they have plenty of money. Other than that, it's private. You'll get great plans, you'll have great competition, everything else. Now, at the lower end, where people have no money, I want to try and help those people. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I want to try and help those people so they also can. Now, it's not going to be like a good plan. It's not going to be like the finest plan that somebody that's made some money or has a good living can do. But you got to be able to help the people. Can you imagine you have no money and you get sick like somebody else and you have no place to go? And you know what? If I lose votes over that, or if I don't get a nomination over that, that's just fine with me.
Because it would be government assistance, effectively.
You have to help people.
Let's talk about immigration. You have said that when it comes to the 11 million, we're not exactly sure how many are here.
Nobody knows.
That are illegal, undocumented.
Nobody knows.
You've said that those who are criminals should be thrown out of the country. I think everyone pretty much, would agree with you on that.
No, I don't think so. A lot of people think they should stay here.
Okay, well, let's just for argument's sake, let's just say you're president, you do that. What happens to the other people?
Ready?
What do you do? Yes.
Okay. Number one, the first thing we do is get the bad ones out. We have a lot of bad dudes, as I say. You have a lot of really bad people here. They're in our prisons, and they're clogging up our prisons. I want them to go back, and not only Mexico. I want to get them back to the country and I want them to be in their prisons. So I want to get the bad ones out. Not only the ones in the prisons, and by the way, and they're never coming back. Not only the ones in the prisons, but the ones that are going around like in San Francisco and shooting Kate and shooting Jamil and shooting people that should not, that should be with us. Okay. Then we have a law, right? You're supposed to come in legally. I would get people out, and I would have an expedited way of getting them back into the country so they can be legal.
Okay, hold on. Let me just hold on that point right there. Because when you say get people out, are you talking about like a mass deportation?
We don't even know who these people are.
But
Nobody
how do you
even
find them?
knows. We got to find them.
But how do you do that? I mean, you're a business guy. You know
we got to find them.
But how?
Politicians aren't going to find them because they have no clue. We will find them. We will get them out.
When you say still get them out, just the process of that. There are a lot of smart people who have been focused on this for a long time saying it's just not feasible.
It's feasible if you know how to manage. Politicians don't know how to manage. We have to bring great people into this country, okay? And I love the idea of immigration, but it's got to be legal immigration. Now, a lot of these people are helping us, whether it's the grapes or whether it's jobs. And sometimes it's jobs, in all fairness, I love our country, but sometimes it's jobs that a citizen of the United States doesn't want to do. I mean, there are jobs that a lot of people don't want to do. I want to move them out, and we're going to move them back.